How is it that you can use newsjacking to write viral pieces? Hi guys, my name is Deepak Shukla, founder at Pearl Lemon PR. We are a public relations agency based in the UK, USA, as well as Uganda, and serving clients worldwide. And here today, in day number 27 of 39 days of public relations training, we're here to talk about newsjacking to write viral pieces. But before we get into it, feel free to click the link in the description below to get access to 11 additional strategies that we will not be sharing in this training. So look, fundamentally, first of all, it's important to understand what is newsjacking. So newsjacking is looking at something that's in the news and using it to, for example, create content. So if there's something that's breaking or that's a popular opinion piece, so let's just say, for example, there's something that comes out in relation to, certainly in the UK, you've got like the budget announcements that always causes a furore, as well as anything that's going on with a political campaign in relation to prime minister, election campaigns for the ministerial positions. So you've got budgets and you've got ministerial positions, something that I'm thinking about at the moment. So there would be some examples. And then you've got stuff that relates to, for example, football. If there's like a big game or there's national or international championships such as the World Cup. So during those times, you're going to have news pieces that come out fundamentally, okay? Different things that again capture that rule of go back to training number 26 to listen or read up on, well, watch how to produce a PR piece that goes viral. When it comes to newsjacking, there's going to be a lot of these public affairs that capture public interest, and then you want to find an angle to work off of the news. So something that happened recently that captured like international interest is in Europe. There's a war between Russia and the Ukraine, and the amount of organizations that are jumping on, I think, the PR bandwagon of fundamentally doing things to support what's going on, but really I think doing it also to capture good press, because it's good business to be in support of something that's captured the public's imagination or the public's interest, because that's how you get into a lot of newspapers. So to that same degree, adding your contribution. So for example, with the war versus Russia and Ukraine, you could say that you can say and do something in support of the Ukrainian side, and that could quite easily capture public interest, so that you get into several areas of press. But in terms of getting and going viral, now here's something else that I want to kind of tell you about that's slightly different from how to produce a PR piece that goes viral. So there's stuff that you can do with, I would call it, image PR. So if you can do any level of funny photo shoot, funny meme, funny infographic in combination with something that's happening um, in the press at the moment, then you've got a lot of chance for memes, for example, being reshared, and for infographics being reshared, or blog content that contains memes being shared and distributed. And that's where there's a real interesting opportunity to take something that happens. Maybe someone misses a good example might be someone misses a penalty for a World Cup or an international event, and then you could find a way, for example, to produce a piece of content around that that relates to statistics or news, and or you could find a way to relate that to your industry and say, for example, what PRs do when what PRs do when Kim Kardashian really says something that what Kim Kardashian's PR agent does each time she says this, or what Donald Trump's PR agent does every time he says this. And you can produce it around, for example, something he most recently said, and then distribute that on various feeds and forums. So there'll be Reddit threads, there'll be Twitter threads, and there'll be news pieces that are currently writing about, for example, Trump or what he just said. So if you can produce something that's comical, if you can figure out your distribution angles, then you can routinely run comical or interesting content that relates to something that's happening in the news and use that as a platform to go viral. So I hope that you're beginning to get some of the insights in how to go for true virality. And if not, contact Parliament PR and we can support you with that journey.